Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow, Episode 3, a Cornish Let's Play series with me, Cornish-knight, as we continue the adventures of Jason in the sleepy little town of Scarlet Hollow. A lot of stuff has been going on, a lot of weird stuff. Jason and his cousin Tabitha went on a ghost hunt, and, well, they met more than they bargained for. Oh boy, that's for sure. And Sal, let us dive in and see where this horrific tale takes us. See you all in a second, folks. We're back here. Alex and Rosalina whisked away. Yeah, like in the last episode, we'd been dragged into this nightmare world that seemingly is playing out the events of. It seems to be the son of the mine manager that caused the collapse in, like, I think it was like 1918, and yeah, like we have just gone through his life when he fled from, he was forced to flee from Scarlet Hollow. So let's see where we go next. As you depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Tabitha, we're in hell. We've both died and we're in hell, she stammers. Oh, he's supposed to be Charlie. Is Charlie the ghost? Who do we call on the phone? Who did you call on the phone earlier? Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? Exploring the ditchlings. Please have together, Tabitha. We're not dead. Yeah, let's go with. Yeah, that's that one. Are we supposed to be Charlie? Is Charlie the ghost? Your guess is as good as mine, mutters Tabitha. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? Let's go with that one. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? We know that we can't leave, and we know that we're not possessed. At least as far as we can tell, said Tabitha. Whatever we saw in this room at least happened right after the Shaw mine collapse in 1918. So yeah, from what we've been able to piece together, we're pretty sure that the ghost is probably Charlie Shaw, or Charles Shaw, which is the son of the previous manager of the mine. I think our only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it will stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. Let's go with this one. Who did you call on the phone earlier? A friend of the family. Not that it matters though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own. There's so many. Yeah, let's go. There's so many ditchlings here. There's so many ditchlings here, you say? Yeah, there are. Those things are horrible. You can see them like crawling out of the walls and stuff. No wonder you were such a mess when you came back on Monday. You're right. There's only one way. You're right. There's only one way to get to the end of this, shall we? Yeah, let's go with that one. You're right. There's only one way to get to the end of this, shall we? Yeah, let's get this over with, mutters Tabitha. You and Tabitha walk up to where the pounding door used to stand and step into the void. You're outside and it's night, a false moon looming massive in the painted sky. I have to say, folks, like, even if it's like terrifying, the art in this episode is just fantastic. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Ugh. What magic words do we have to say to get you to let us go? We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry, snaps Tabitha at the shadow. The possessed Kinika hovers into view. You poor dear, I've been keeping track of you, scuttering around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwina, haven't you? Is it just me, or does the subtlist okay? Let's see, the man has loads of options. No, let's go with. Who is this supposed to be? Okay, fine. What's another play? Is it me or does that sutter keep getting closer? Let's go with that one. Is it me or does that sutter keep getting closer, mutters Jason. It's not just you, mutters Tabitha. There's no need to be embarrassed, says Kanika. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts, just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? I don't like whoever this character is that Kanika is playing. It sounds like they're trying to manipulate Charlie. Yeah, let's go with Kenai. It looks like there's more to this haunting other than the collapse, says Jason. I don't think I want to know so much about some fling my great-grandmother had. This is definitely too much information, says Tabitha. And it's really has nothing to do with me. I'm sure by now you realise the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know, says Kanika. It's Enoch. Even if you drag her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Yeah, like this is the thing. Like, I definitely get the feeling from whoever is playing the role, whoever Kanika is playing the role of, that it has that whole like Machiavellian manipulation thing going on. If you read between the lines, it sounds like whatever the person is trying to manipulate Charlie. Like, let's go explore. What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather? He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed, says Tabitha. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking. As the basic kind of theme with the possessions, like who's playing the role, is the ghost mad because Edwina and Charlie's romance didn't work out? Has there been any kind of theme with the possessions? So let's think about the possessions. It was so Stella is playing Edwina. The mob was being played by Alex, and your mother was being played, or Charlie's mother was being played by Oscar's daughter. So, and Kanika is playing someone who seems to be either manipulating him or something like that. So let's think about it. I mean, it seems strange. Maybe since they're all members of Scarlet Hollow, like they're the descendants, perhaps. But it also seems the ghost is really fixated on basically his story with Edwina and Charlie. I can't see any direct connection unless it's sort of like a bloodline thing. Like maybe it's to do with like who their ancestors were, but then that wouldn't work for Stella, because Stella, I don't think, is a member of like Charlie's like family. Her family's like distinct from his. And we just wanted these two ones. I want to go on these two keen eye options, but I don't know which one. Let's go with this because he seems to be focused on the romance. Let's go with this one. The ghost is the ghost mad because Edwina and Charlie's romance didn't work out? You say? Pretty pathetic if that's the case. It's not like I'm in a happy relationship, but at least I'm not making it someone else's problem. The powers at work here are stronger than your love could withstand, says the possessed Kanika. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune, not for you, not for anyone else no more misfortune, not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the hollow. Kinika mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Let's go with another keen eye. Yeah. The symbolism of this room could be helpful. I think I can pass some of it. The flies on the flowers could symbolize something that looks like it should be sweet, but it's actually rotten. Do you know what some of this other stuff is? No, and I don't see how that helps us. It's obvious that no one should trust this lady. I mean, just listen to the way she talks. Yeah, like this is all very honey trap like she's trying to bait us to doing something stupid, like she's giving us a map. She's telling us that like there is a chance for us to be happy, but we have to overcome these tasks. I definitely don't trust whoever Kinika is playing the role of. I fear for Charlie. I don't need a fly-infested flower to tell me something is up with her. That's where you'll find them. You'll need her there, then read what I've written down, and be careful. Yeah, this is suspicious as anything. Good luck to both of you. I hope you'll get your happiness, says Kinika. And then she's gone, along with the shadow. Yeah, so I get the feeling that something definitely is going to go wrong with this. Like, the whole feeling that Charlie is being manipulated is starting to play into my mind. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find a way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end, or until we die, whichever. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you, sweating, suffocating flesh with a tinge of saccharine and stomach-chilling scent of decay. There you are, says Wayne. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly didn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites, he says as he crushes a ditchling under his foot. Bottom feeders always managing to slip through the cracks, don't they? Run or talk? Let's talk. So we can go powerful build. Nope. Let's go with... Good, I've been waiting for a rematch. Let's go with that. Good, I've been waiting for a rematch. Because that worked out so well for you last time. Really, is this how you treat a potential ally? Tabitha grabs your arm, her grip tight and nervous. We're leaving. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Jason. Why can't you do as I ask and just stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella? Is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon, if she makes it out alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along. Stella, stammers Tabitha. Keen eye, so Wayne is connected to the ditchlings. Yeah, let's go with the keen eye option again. So Wayne is connected to the ditchlings, he knew something about them, you mutter. I don't know anything about that, I don't care to find out, says Tabitha. But if this gets you to stop engaging him in conversation, then so. He's connected to the ditchlings and he's super evil and bad, and talking to him will curse you. Or whatever it is those things are supposed to do, she mutters. The two of you step out from the brush and into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. Zan. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I would say it now. As Zan is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourselves looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its centre, looking painfully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away, and sorry these troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. So Oscar is Charles Senior. Yeah. So Oscar is Charles Senior, you say? Yeah, Charles Saw Senior. You should probably know about him by now. Everyone in Scarlet Hollow knows about him. What happened? Our family did this to him. What happened to Charles Saw Senior? But they didn't know about his son. Let's go with that. But they didn't know about his son, you say? No, they didn't. This is honestly the first I'm hearing about the guy. Damn it, Junior, says Oscar. How many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it. I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake, Enoch, went behind my back. Oh, what bullshit, Master Tabitha. Strike a nerve. Is something on your mind? People really need to learn how to let things go. Play along, Dad, it's okay. Let the spirit talk. Let's go if there's something on your mind. Is something on your mind, you say? It was Charles Saw's fault. That's just a fact, says Tabitha. Is that a fact? Yeah, okay. Let's go with that one. Is that a fact or just what you've been told? Says Jason. Like the ghost is right at the window. It's in the history books. It's a fact, says Tabitha. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept that he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand still. They've destroyed our legacy, boy, says Oscar. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared, not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there, tell people the truth, try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Yeah, so wait, this is, yeah, so if you look at the scenes that we've been shown so far, the first one is we meet Stella's character in a garden, which obviously is after the next one, which is when he's a child and run out of town. So yeah. So basically, yeah, that's correct. So wait, this is after the scene with Rosalina and before the scene with Stella. That sounds about right. Then the scene with Kanika, I wonder how many more of these there are. So if you think about the order of things, is that we first are run out of town in Rosalina's scene. And then the next one, the first one, is when we first meet Stella, is when we meet Edwina again in the town. Then we have... Well, if we're basically playing it right, it's Rosalina's scene. Then we have this one, Oscar's scene, which is basically him coming back to his father on his deathbed. Then we have the one with Stella initially, where we meet her in the garden again. And then we have the one with Kanika, where we're basically someone confronts us when we're around town, saying we've fallen for Edwina. Damn it, boy! I may not have till the morning. Promise me, promise you'll go back, and at the very least show that eunuch bastard what for. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just stand in silence. Because this is a memory, so no matter what we say, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Well, not with us anyway. I don't think we have the necessary skills to basically to do anything. I think if we had like a feat like knowledge, or maybe like the mystic one, the one that allows you to do mystic abilities, it might just allow us to actually interfere with this, but I'm not sure. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the seat, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. This ghost is so full of it, says Tabitha. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of the prison loom above all of it, and all of you. As Avery, clambering up the trellis again, how very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man, though you've gotten sloppy. You should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. Okay. Let's go with Keen Eye again. Yeah. There we go. Let's go with Keen Eye. Are the bars metaphorical or are they real, you mutter? You keep asking me things like I know any better than you do. We've both been seeing the same rooms, says your cousin. Don't you know better than me? You're the one who grew up here, I just thought you might recognize stuff. So it's probably going to be, well, she's never seen stuff like this before, so this is strange for her, so, but you know better than me. You grew up here, I just thought you might recognize stuff. This is probably somewhere in the manor house, judging from what he's saying. And this is obviously when he's clambering up the trellises to basically go and visit Edwina in the house. Okay. Let's go with this one. You're the one that grew up here, I just thought you might recognize stuff. It's not like this is exactly what the real world looks like, is it? How am I supposed to recognize anything when it's all messed up like this? For all we know, none of this even happened, says your cousin. And even if any of this did happen, who's to say this is even close to the accurate interpretation we're watching the memories of a dead man? No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner, another victim of the Scarlet's lies, like you, Charles saw. Tabitha, does our family have a history of locking folks up in some sort of rich people dungeon? Is this what's in the Forbidden Wing? Let's go with that one. Tabitha, does our family have a history of locking folks up in some sort of rich people dungeon, you say? What a ridiculous question, of course not. I think I would know if our family had a history of imprisoning human beings in the estate. Is that a thing people actually do? A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little tryst bore fruit, and oh, will you ever be in for trouble when the old man finds out? Tabitha's eyes grow wide. I don't follow. Fruit as in... Yeah, like... It seems that Charles got Edwina pregnant. Fruit as in... Shh, let it talk. I think this might be important. You know you don't have to keep dangling here. Dangling there. Come inside. You'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls, and you and Tabitha find yourself pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. We have lots of options, but once again I have lost the mouse. Come on. Greatest challenge in this game, to wrestle the mouse to doing what you want to do. There we go. Okay, let's go with... I think this is the one we want to go with. Keen Eye, yeah, here we go. This is definitely supposed to be the estate, but I can't tell how much of this is real and how much is metaphor, says Jason. Stop talking, we might miss something, mutters Tabitha. Avery's voice echoes out from behind the door. That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning, he says. Leave town now. Can't tell me what to do. Well, Tabitha, you heard him. We'd better leave town. Let's go with that one. Oh, Tabitha, you heard it. We better leave town, you say. Ah, very funny. Now shut up and trying to listen. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible, he says. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? Yeah. Let's go with... I'm guessing he didn't do that. Guessing he didn't do that, you say? Yeah, in which case, this Charles guy had nobody to blame but himself. Hear that ghost, you had every warning. You could have just left. You've been talking to the wits then. How very interesting, says Avery. Charlie, get away from the door, don't listen to it, says Stella as she appears in the corridor. So, I get the feeling that... Okay, let's go. I'm going to put out a theory. If we say that the people playing the roles are either connected some way, like via descendants, or mostly connected, maybe the reason Stella is playing the role of the possessed is because she is, well, currently is our character's love interest. That might not be true. But if we say that the others are playing their roles because they are descendants of members of town, and we think about Kanika's mother, who seems to be, well, into folklore and superstition, and the person behind the door is talking about a witch. Maybe Kanika's family or Kanika's grandmother has something to do with this. Which is worrying, because then it suggests that maybe Kanika's mother knows, maybe Sylvie knows more than she's letting on, and we're being manipulated. Tabitha turns to look at Stella. Stella, I'll promise we'll figure out how to free you soon, Stella. There can't be much more to these memories. Are rich as wheel. This is like being stuck in some sort of soap opera. Let's go with that one. Are witches real, you say? Who knows, but don't take anything this thing says at face value. It could be saying things it could be saying things to intensely mess with us, says Tabitha. How does it know that, says Stella. She is yanked away. This is too much. I just want to go home. From listening to this dialogue, and because these are memories, I definitely get the feeling that we are missing context. I suspect if we have certain traits, knowing this game, probably stuff like, in this case, probably the knowledge trait, or maybe the mystic trait, we would probably be able to actually know what was being discussed, rather than what we have at the moment, which is we either doing guesswork or trying to play a role without knowing what to say. Like, we're basically like actors without a script, and I think there probably are feats in this which will give us the script to play along with properly, so we know what's being discussed. For example, here, Stella says, how do you know that? Which is obviously, the ghost told us that she is pregnant, and obviously our character says something to her, or Charles says something to her, and she responds, but because we're not in that moment, we're not living the ghost's life, it's just a memory being played. Tabitha looks pale. This is too much, I just want to go home, she says. Do you feel sick? I feel sick. Let's go. Can we talk now? What do you know about this place? I mean, this is almost certainly the state, and whatever we just saw probably happened in the Forbidden Wings, just based off the location of the windows. That's half the house. That half of the house has been off limits for over a decade. I don't know what we just saw, okay, she says. And I know what it sounds like, and I know what it sounded like here, but Charlie isn't related to us. I know that much, I think. Come on, the quicker we get through this, the quicker we'll be out of this ghost place, hopefully. No, I definitely think that the Saw blood is mixed in with the Scarlet bloodline at this point. You and Tabitha walk after Stella into the darkness. You and your cousin find yourself crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. I don't know how, but this feels so much worse than the last room, says Tabitha. They're so lovely, says Stella. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked so very hard on them. This must be back when they were kids, because look, he's got dolls. Like, he's got his, not dolls, he's got his puppets when he was a kid. So this is probably like the very first scene, back when they were both children, like, as friends, playing around for the first time. I think I've just pressed the wrong thing. Oh dear. I think I've accidentally just caused a save file to go off. Hold on, folks. Sorry. 1 second. I pressed the wrong thing. Give me 1 second, folks. Yeah, there we go. As is of the job. Let's go with the keen eye option. We've got to be near the end, right? That music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Yeah, I think you're right. What's a creepy scene to end things on. I think it's like child innocence, like when they first were friends as children. I can't believe that ghost is making Stella humiliate herself like this by doing a baby voice. It's embarrassing. I'll try to keep away from my brothers so they don't. I try and keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it. Or I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices, you know. You could probably make real money if you put on a show for people, says Stella. Yeah. Let's go with the keen eye option, because it's basically the right one. Oh, so that's why everyone's been moving so weirdly while we've been possessed, right? He's got a thing for puppets, says Jason. He sure does, mutters Tabitha. A travelling show, and you would want me there too? Oh, could we go to towns or along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world, says Stella. Wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know. With the beach, let's go with that one. I wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know, you mutter. Me too, says Tabitha. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. She's dragged away. Tabitha goes quiet. Keen-eye, you can see the tiniest simmering of tears in Tabitha's eyes. She blinks and they're gone. Well, her and Stella basically had a relationship, so it's understandable that she feels close to Stella. There. Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave, says Tabitha. Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha get in another word. You're standing in front of a stage. And the world is a stage and everyone has a part to play, as Shakespeare would say. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the centre of the stage. You feel drawn to it. The trapdoor. Are we back in Rosalina's room? You think it's over? Let's go with that. The trapdoor. The trapdoor. Are we back in Rosalina's room, you say? We must be. Which one of us is going to open it? Are you asking that? Are you scared? Let's open the trapdoor. Yeah. I mean, like, I'd see, like, why you're asking that. Are you scared? Like, yeah, like, we're probably both terrified. Like, this is not normal. Like, let's open the trapdoor. You wordlessly step towards the trapdoor. It creaks open all on its own. Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves, says Tabitha. You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. And that's where we're going to end it today, ladies. had to put a cut in here, folks. The video was getting rather long. So I shall see you all again next time. Please like and subscribe, it helps a lot. And please check out Scarlet Hollow if you're interested. Goodbye, everybody.